we're here on another adventure. This time it's going to be about a 2.5-day adventure. Myself and my son, we have taken considerably less gear than we took on our last adventure, and this one we're going to be on the water. I got this Pathfinder 4-person raft. We got it inflated, of course, but we're going to take that down Maumee River to a wilderness area that is an island. So we're going to be on an island for about 2.5 days, and you'll see very shortly here some of the gear changes that I've done since my wilderness survival bag review. I have changed a lot since then. So we're bringing my survival bag, my son's survival bag, the raft. The only clean water we're bringing is what we can fill our bladders with, and then of course camera gear, because you can't record a YouTube video without camera gear. And then we have another small bag with just a couple of accoutrements, swimming shorts and toiletries, basic stuff like that. So we have one Walmart bag full of pleasantries. This isn't going to be a survival challenge, it's going to be more of a catch and cook type of thing. We did bring mountain house meals like we did last time, and then we have one other type of freeze-dried food that I've never seen before, but I saw it in the store, and I got one flavor, my son got another flavor, and that's going to be our breakfast in the morning, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. So definitely please stick around and watch, and hopefully you enjoy this adventure. So this is the pump they give you. It's not the biggest pump in the world, but it'll work, I guess. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Alright, so we gotta screw that part in. That part in. Nozzle. Boink. Okay, we got the boat in the water, we got the gear in the water, or in the boat, got the paddles on. I'm going to pump it up a little bit more, because it was a little bit squishy getting it over here, but then we're going to start making our way down the river. It's going to be a little bit treacherous because the river is low. For this time of year, it hasn't rained in a couple weeks. So this is going to be a little bit treacherous. Wish us luck. what looks like rocks up ahead.
If you go that way, there's not. Like, that way is, there's some. Yeah, there's no rocks towards that way if you go that around it.
That's a very sharp rock.
Don't hit it. What was that? Rocks. Nice.
We're landed. Apparently.
My bum. Forward.
Oh, I hate that.
What?
Scraping on the rocks.
Tell me about it. There's a rock this way. There's a couple rocks over there, so make your way that way. That one I got with my butthole. So there's a lot of rocks that way, and here comes another one. Oh no. That one was. Paddle. Am I helping? No? Okay. So it looks dead calm after a few more rocks.
Alright, we made it to home for the next couple days. This is, like I said before, this is Casey's Island. There's our raft with my gear in it. It was pretty solid. We did hit a few, well, more than a few rocks in the water because it's shallower than I anticipated, but it held up pretty good. That's Van Tassel Island, and then, like I said, this is Casey's Island. They're both state of Ohio wilderness areas, and for anyone curious, there is absolutely wildlife here. Small deer tracks, raccoon tracks. There's large deer tracks in here. We probably trampled all over them. There's some deer tracks here, which I didn't think I was going to see any signs of large game here. Now, of course, it's not legal, so we're not going to be going after any of that. The only small game that is legal to take in Ohio right now, at time of filming, is anything that has no closed season, such as woodchuck, aka groundhog. There's no closed season for that. And then coyote, which I don't expect to see coyote here, and wild pig. I don't expect to see wild pig here. Those are mostly in the southeastern corner of the state. Also, since we're in the summer months, crow is now legal to hunt, but only on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, today's Friday, and tomorrow's Sunday, or Saturday, and then the next day is Sunday. So crow is on the menu if we could find crow. Now, the problem is, the only thing I brought to take small game is my .22 revolver. That was a crow I just heard. Did not expect to hear crow out here. So if I were to get a shot with my revolver on a crow, that could be happening. But that crow is all the way up there. I am not doing that. It's not quite, oh no, sorry, today, starting at 6 p.m., turtle season is open. So any turtles that are 11 inches or longer, from tip of shell to tail of shell, is legal. Frogs are legal, and then fish, of course. Frogs and turtle are covered under the fishing laws here in Ohio. So yeah, let's get my gear and go make camp. Well, we found our base camp. We just got to trim some of these razor weeds and thicker brush. We already got our fire pit spot picked out, but our tents are going to be right along in here. And you can see there's a lot of, I'm going to call it flood brush. That's just about good enough. We got animals making noise at us. We're gonna dig this pit now.
How deep do you want it?
We'll call it 12 by 18.
I don't know pictures.
Put the, here. We want it to be about that big. It's also very sandy.
What do you think it was looking?
Alright, so we're going to start the inaugural fire here, now that we got this pit dug and some brush in there. So I picked these up from Amazon. They're Fostar ferro rods. They're much like some of the more expensive stuff. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But we're going to try this and see if this works a little bit better than the striker that we've been using. So I'm going to try to light this bark here. I can't get that bark to take the spark. Spark, okay. Oh, that was a good spark. Starting, but not really holding. I'm going to rough it up a little bit more. I hear animals going berserk over there because we're here. Come on, baby. Got a good rat's nest going. Oh, baby, go, baby, go. Fire! We got camp set up. Probably can't tell, but wind just picked up significantly. So there's our camp. That's his tent. That's my tent. They're both one-person Ozark trail tents. As you can see, the fire went out. Wind is going pretty crazy right now. It feels like it's about to rain. and that's not good because there was no rain forecasted for today, so I don't know what happened. Yeah, I can see it out on the water where it's starting to sprinkle. Oh well. So at least we got our base camp set up. We got quite a bit of tree coverage here. So I might do try to get some fish going, and depending on how bad it's raining, I will get the catfish lines in the water. Okay, so while I got you here, wanted to go over this a little bit. So for those of you that watched my video, this is actually my old bag, and I've rolled all of his stuff that he had in his bug out bag into it, and then I've got the backpacker thermal rest in there, and then we picked up this sleeping bag. This is a 3-season sleeping bag on Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks. So I basically took his bug out bag, his 3-day bug out bag, and turned it into a survival bag, switching some stuff around. I apologize for the wind. It is, as you can see, it's really bad right now. This tent here I've used for the last 5 years. Anytime I went solo camping, this is what I use. I have upgraded my bag to this 65 liter. I've got my sleeping bag down there. Obviously the tent straps to the side. Normally I have my rifle strapped to the side, but it's not worth bringing a rifle this time. I've got my 22, it's 22 Magnum or 22 long rifle. It has 2 different cylinders. Got a video on that coming out shortly. So, but then I have my waist pack here. This is like a miniature survival kit. When it isn't windy, when it isn't so windy, I'll go over that. But right now, I need to get my stuff in the tent, and yeah, I need to get going. So, as you can tell, friggin' storm came in. Take a peek. This was absolutely not in the forecast. Darn you, weather app, for being horribly, horribly wrong. Can't catch a break here. I can't imagine what this would be like if it was, you know, outside of the tree cover. That's hard. And again, it hasn't rained in almost 2.5 weeks out here, so we were due for a downpour. Downside is, this is going to ruin all of our firewood. I wasn't able to get a bundle up underneath the tarp or anything. Hopefully it doesn't last too long, otherwise I'm going to be real glad I brought my jet boil. How you doing over there? How you doing over there? Everything okay? We just finished setting up my tent in the nick of time. Well, the rain pretty much stopped. That was horrible, friggin' gnarly thunderstorm rolling through. No warning whatsoever. No forecast for that whatsoever. Since everything is soaked now, we're using the jet boil to boil some water to eat this chicken and dumplings. Man, am I glad I kept the jet boil in there. Okay, so we're eating the chicken and dumplings. How is it? It's a two-person serving, but it's not really enough for two grown adult people. Or at least I don't think. This is basically just enough to upset me. After we get done eating, the rain, well, if you didn't notice, the rain pretty much stopped. If I didn't say that already. Anyway, we're gonna go set some catfish lines and maybe try some active fishing. Hopefully the rain didn't scare away all the fish. It probably did, but you never know. Meps number 2 pulls in good sized drum. It's the first fish of the trip, and it's 12, 13 inches. It's good size. It's good eating size, especially for only 2 people. So I'm gonna go ahead and dispatch this fish and try to get his brothers. We got another drum. This one's even thicker than the other one. God, this Meps number 2 is cleaning up. Look at that. That's gonna eat. God, he really got that hook too. Alright, I'm gonna call that a day for catching 2 good-sized drums. We're gonna leave those on a stringer in the water for the time being. Right now, we're gonna set some catfish lines, and then when we're done with that, we're gonna take these fish back to base camp, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, but we're gonna fillet these fish and I'm gonna fry them up. I'm gonna try to get a fire going. I might have to use some kind of tinder or something. Alright, well, we were able to find some dry wood, some stuff that was dead hanging. It's still a little moist, but it's not as wet as the other stuff. I want to get this fire, get it to nice coals, and then we'll fry some fish over it. I got them hanging right now. That's, both of them are real good size. I'm gonna fillet them both, and we're each basically gonna get our own fish. I brought the Kinder's Seafood Delight seasoning, and I have a small bottle of red-eyed hog, which, for those of you that don't know, red-eyed hog is it's basically a backpacker's seasoning. It's tested in the jungles of South Africa, I believe, or South America, I don't know, somewhere not here. But it's a type of seasoning that's supposedly good on any type of game, be it fish, deer, wild turkey, whatever. It's supposed to be good on all that. And I think I'm actually going to try some on my fish. And then, you know, hopefully it's good. Yeah, I caught both of those with the Meps number 2, red and white brass. It's the lure that my dad basically, when he was teaching me how to fish, it's basically the lure he said that catches everything. And I've had that one for a while. It's just been sitting in my survival bag because I knew that it was such a... I've had success with those in the past back home at the rivers out back home. And I finally got a chance to test them out here in the rivers out here, and it seems to work really good, specifically for drum, which is a really good tasting fish, so I'm not mad about it. And it's a forage fish, which, if you guys didn't watch my previous camping adventure, Ohio has a classification of forage fish that you can catch an infinite amount of, basically. They don't care. There's no size limit, there's no daily limit on them, nothing. And drum are in that forage fish category. So are various other types of carp and gar. The only gar that's not is alligator gar, which I guess exists out here, maybe, I don't know. But they're a protected species out here, unlike other states, unfortunately. So if you catch one, you have to cut your line and release it immediately once you realize you have an alligator gar on your line. So you lose your lure and your hook, and your line, which sucks, but it is what it is. And I do know that there are gar in these waters. I don't have the proper equipment to fish for gar, nor do I have any type of archery equipment, which is also legal for gar out here. And the same can be said for any forage fish. Anything that's classified as a forage fish can be bow fished, which I did not bring. I am already bringing a ton of gear as far as I'm concerned to this. It's significantly less than the last time we went out. This is more of a relying on our skills and the gear that we have available to us rather than bringing creature comforts. The only real thing that we kind of cheated on is that we did bring some freeze-dried foods because we didn't know if we were going to catch anything, and I'm really glad I did, because we were able, when the rain stopped, as you saw, we were able to use my jet boil to make up some of that food, which really helped. But I'm still hungry, so this fish is gonna be really good. The other thing that we kind of cheated on is we both have water bladders in our bags and steel water bottles. We brought clean water. I got gallon jugs at the store yesterday, and when we got here we filled our bladder in our bag and then our steel bottles with the clean water. But anything after that we're going to have to filter from this river, which is now muddier than it used to be because it rained and all the mud ran into the water. I do have a, what is it called? I have a gravity-fed water filtration system. That's the Sawyer. It's the Sawyer gravity-fed water filtration system. Those are, I think it's around $40 at Walmart or Cabela's or whatever outdoor sports store you frequent. I think I'm going to fill that up later this evening after the fish, because I've already chugged my water and I feel the thirst. So I'm going to go get some more water. I keep seeing fish jumping. Let me see. And then it's starting to sprinkle again. So I'm going to get off here and go cut these fish up. Got that fire going pretty good. Got my cutting board. You guys, I mean, it's been on the channel before. I don't know that you've seen it. I got that, and I got this El Cheapo Walmart fillet knife. You guys know I like trying out cheap stuff to see how it works. Alright, we got the fire going. We got the oil going. We're going to fillet these fish up. These fish do not fillet very well. I don't know if I mentioned that last time we were out, but they have a lot of rib bones that go into the meat, and you got to cut through those bones. Fortunately, they're small, basically pin bones. So, all right, oil's boiling, so I'm gonna get cooking. So we're using this red-eyed hog, like I said, on the fish here. I'm gonna try it out. It's supposed to be real good. We'll find out in a minute. Fine. How's the fish?
Good.
Good? All right. So that's pretty much going to wrap up day one. We had a scary day with the storm. We had a productive day afterwards. We were able to catch 2 good-sized fish. Okay, well, that's going to be the end of day one. We ate our fish. It was very good. That seasoning was excellent on it. We got a little fire going. I'm going to drink a whole bunch of water, make room for my tent, for myself in the tent, because I had to shove everything in here for that storm and I haven't been able to clean it or organize it, so I'm going to do that. The boys already in bed, so it's day number 1 completed. Stick around for day number 2.